Today I have Ashley here from the blog The Lazy Travelers, and she's going to give us some tips on how to navigate London with young children, because I have no children and I have absolutely no experience in this topic. I've brought the expert here to help. Okay, so Ashley, what's your first tip for people who are coming to visit London with young children?
So if you're using a stroller or a buggy or a pram, which is what they call it here in the UK, I really recommend just kind of walking everywhere. The tube isn't super buggy friendly, to be honest, so I personally avoid it. I just give myself extra time so I can walk wherever I need to go. And it's actually a really nice way to see more of the city and kind of get your lay of the land a little bit, and it just makes it easier.
Okay, and what about if you want to take an Uber or a taxi when you have a pram?
Honestly, the black cabs here are amazing because all you have to do is push your buggy right into the back, you pop on the brake, and you can keep your baby seated in their stroller. So that's what I tend to do if I really need to take a taxi. Ubers can be a little bit more difficult and more of a pain, so I just avoid them. So London's museums are the absolute best with kids because a lot of them have dedicated soft play space or interactive museums for younger ones. Some of my favorites are the Natural History Museum and the Science Museum, which is right next door. Those are both down in Kensington. We also really like the National Maritime Museum, which is out in Greenwich. And the Transport Museum in Covent Garden is amazing, and it's also in a really fun neighborhood, so there's lots to do for the whole family before and after the museum. And a great thing about the museums here is that most of them are totally free for the whole family, and the ones that do charge admission are still free for kids under 12.
Amazing. So Ashley, how family friendly would you say that the restaurant scene is here?
So you can definitely dine out with your kids in London. I've actually found it to be one of the most family friendly restaurant scenes out of anywhere that we've visited. Basically anytime from lunch and brunch is really best. As long as you go before 5 p.m., I've never had a problem or felt unwelcomed. Like anywhere, I would maybe avoid going to anything that's super high-end or fancy unless your kids are older or really well behaved, which my toddler is just not quite there yet. But yeah, for the most part, if you're not trying to go out to dinner with little kids, I find it to be really easy and doable.
And what about the pub scene here?
Totally family friendly. Definitely don't skip having a pint at a pub just because you're here with your kids. I actually find it to be not only that they don't mind kids, they're actually very welcoming. It's kind of something that you do with your family on the weekends. So Saturdays and especially Sundays for a roast, you'll see the whole family there. Again, until about maybe 5 p.m. you can get away with going to the pub.
Also, you've brought Margot to afternoon teas before, right?
Yeah, quite a few. We've done some more casual options and we've done some higher end kind of fancy teas, and she's always been welcomed with open arms, and a lot of them also have toddler friendly meal options, so that's worth asking too.
Okay, I always get people asking me for ideas for activities and sites to see that are family friendly. What are your thoughts on that?
So if you're a first timer coming to London with your kids, honestly, every single thing that you would want to see is gonna be family friendly. All of the museums, for the most part, are great for kids. The London Eye, Buckingham Palace, there's really not too much that you can't do because you have your kids with you.
I guess also just thinking about the major attractions, most of them will have child tickets, right? So if they have child tickets available, then it must be a pretty family-friendly thing to do.
Exactly, and a lot of them, maybe the cutoff will be under 5s are free, under 12s are free a lot of the time, so sometimes it's not even a discount, they're just totally free.
I like that. What are some of your favorite neighborhoods to explore that you think are like really family friendly?
So we have Notting Hill, Hampstead Heath and the surrounding village. Hampstead Heath is a huge park, so it's great with kids. And Chelsea is also really family friendly. In any of those, you're not gonna feel like you stick out just because you have your buggy with you. There's tons of families that live around there. And they also have wider sidewalks for the most part, so it's a little bit easier to navigate than, say, the windy and cobblestone streets over in Soho or something. So if you're worried about unpredictable weather in London, which is a totally valid concern, really you just need what you would take with you to survive a rainy day and still be pretty comfortable. So I always have my rain cover for my buggy, bring an extra umbrella or two, and I would pack a backup outfit just in case things really go awry so that you don't have a soggy kid with you all day. But for the most part, that's not something that you need to change your plans or be super worried about.
Awesome, thank you so much, Ashley, for coming on and sharing your expertise. It is very welcome, considering I have absolutely none. And you're the person I always go to when people ask me questions about kids stuff in London. So thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Yay. Make sure you check out The Lazy Travelers, the blog and the Instagram. I'll put links to both of those down in the description box, especially because you have a lot of tips for families and people traveling with young children on the blog, don't you?
For sure, and not just in London, we have some stuff for all over Europe, so.
Perfect, so go check that out. If you want some more London tips, make sure that you subscribe to the Love and London channel. I have new videos that come out every Thursday that will help you with your trip, and I will see you in the next video.